Hi, church girls. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy beautiful Sunday. Have you ever just wanted to tell somebody, girl, you know you need to stop lying on God? You hear your friends tell you, girl, God said, and you just want to say, no, girl, stop lying on God. That's what we're going to talk about today, how we need to stop lying on God. My name is Janice, and welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed, please remember to subscribe, press that red button and that little bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a video or I am live. Yes, girl, we need to stop lying on God. Now, I'm borrowing my daughter's cup. It says, you do you, girl. You know, that's what sometimes we have to say. You do you, girl. Because you know, sometimes your sisters be telling you some stories, you know, they be lying. You know, especially when they say, God told me that Johnny is my husband. Johnny don't know you, boo-boo. I was listening to Mike Murdock. I love Dr. Murdock. I love Dr. Mike Murdock. He's a teacher of wisdom. I love him. I love him. I love him. I listen to him every day. I think I have all of his books. But Dr. Mike Murdock said, when he go to events, he said, you don't know how many women come up to me and tell me that God said he's their wife, he's their husband. And he was like, but wait a minute, I spent all day with God and he didn't tell me nothing. And I remember when I was coming up in the church, I would have brothers to come up and say, Sister Janice, the Lord told me you my husband. And I used to say, God ain't told me that. And so my father, you know, my dad was a preacher. He would say, Sister Janice, don't say that. Just say, we'll see what the Lord will do, or something like that. And I just wanted to get to the point, like, no, you're lying. I don't even like you. You're not even my type. You don't even have a job. You don't even have a house. You can't even provide for me. But sometimes I just want to tell my sisters, girl, you need to stop lying. You know, some of my sisters be saying, God said I need to wait 10 years for Johnny to be ready because Johnny is not ready yet. As if to say, God is taking away Johnny's right to choose, right? That's one of the beautiful things about God, is that he gives us a right to choose. We can choose. So you're sitting down waiting for Johnny to get himself together because you believe that Johnny is your husband, but Johnny don't even know that he's supposed to be your husband. And you're waiting. I know one lady, she's 65, child, she's still waiting. That man, 10 years waiting. Oh, God told us that he's not ready yet and I need to wait. No, you're lying. You have a crush on him. And you are claiming that God allegedly told you that's your husband. Now, I am not saying that God does not speak. God speaks, okay? God has spoken to me about some things. The Lord spoke to my spirit yesterday about a faith shift because I was feeling a little discouraged. Because my husband and I, we've been believing God for another baby. And it's been a little bit over a year and we're still not pregnant. And so now we have to go see our doctor and probably a specialist just to run some tests and see what's going on. So I do believe that God speaks to us. But my sisters, it's just too many of my sisters sitting in church talking about God said Johnny is my husband. Well, how come God didn't talk to Johnny? Okay, my husband told me he knew 2 months of dating that he was gonna marry me. And 6 months later, he proposed to me. So it don't take no 10 years. It don't take 10 years, especially when you say God said. It don't take 10 years, my sisters. My husband, and let me tell you something now. I've always said I'm gonna meet my husband, date him, get engaged, and get married in 1 year. That's what I always said. Do you know that is exactly what happened? I met my husband November. He didn't call me for a month to take me out. He took me out. Like 8 months later, he proposed. He proposed to me in October, and then he wanted to get married in December. So that's a year. I was like, no. You know, I'm not ready. I gotta find my dress. We hadn't found a house yet. So, you know, we need to be careful of the things we say. But sisters, I just want us to talk about this thing here, about us lying on God. Sometimes we get so emotionally involved that we say God said, when God did not say. Oh, I dreamt Maurice. He must be my husband. I dreamt him in my dream. God told me he my husband. Maurice don't even like you. Maurice not even saved. Maurice ain't got no job. You're not even Maurice type. because you like Maurice. And so no, you're thinking that God said. Dreams come from three sources: God, the devil, and you. Okay, so then you have to check the source that you're saying that God said, Maurice or who, Johnny P or whoever is your husband, especially when they're not pursuing you. Okay, Proverbs talk about he that finds a wife finds a good thing. He that finds a wife finds a good thing. So finding is active. It's not passive. Okay, the man finding the wife is not passive, it's active. So the man have to do the work and find for you. But at the same time, ladies, we have to be in the right place so he can find us. Now, when it comes to the woman in Psalms, it talks about blessed is the man who you choose and cause to come into your courts. So there you go again. Choosing is active. That means there's more than one option. You have to choose. I'm working on a book on he that finds a wife, okay? How we need to choose. And my new book that's coming out, How to Gather Date on the Guys With Me, is talking about how to choose a husband. How do you know he's the one and he's not the one? So I just want to encourage you, my beautiful sisters, check your sources. You've been sitting down for years waiting on God to speak to Johnny. You've been sitting down for years because you had a dream about Larry. In the meantime, you are not making yourselves available to be found by your possible husband who's out there looking for you, because you have thought in your head and your thoughts in your mind that Johnny is your husband because you dreamt about him. Stop. We have to stop that. Okay? We have to stop doing that. We need to check our sources. We need to stop lying on God. We have to get out of our emotions. We have to think about all these years we've been waiting for Johnny to realize that he's supposed to be your husband. Stop. Stop lying on God. I'm just encouraging you, my sisters. We have got to stop lying on God, because a lot of these things we say God is saying, God is not saying it. We're saying it. Our emotions are saying. Our lust for this person is saying. Our flesh for this person, say, because you like this man, now you think he's your husband. You have a crush on this man, now you think he's your husband. And we have just got to stop it, sisters. We have to stop lying on God, okay? And sometimes some people talk, I say, girl, God told you that? And then we have to check the word, okay? Check it, check it, check it, check it, check it. When we say God say, check it, check the word. Okay, he's not going to go against his word, and he's not going to tell you something that's not in his word. If he speak a word to you, he's speaking to you through his word, and you can find it in his word. Okay, so you taking away Larry's right to choose you is not of God. And stop lying on God, please. Can we just stop doing that? Can we just, 2019, let's just make a pledge to stop lying on God and say God say, because it's not God. Some of us is the devil, some of us is the flesh. And remember, I am not saying God does not speak, because I know God speaks. He speaks through us through his word. He speaks through us through the Holy Spirit. God spoke to me in my spirit yesterday. So yes, I believe that God speaks to us. But all these sisters sitting up in the church talk about God say Larry is the husband. And let's not talk about how many of y'all talking about pastor is my husband. If he's a single man, talk about God say pastor is my husband. God done lied and told 100 women in the same church that the single pastor is their husband. Somebody's lying. Somebody lying. Y'all lied on God, okay? And then pastor end up getting married, and he go to another state, which is what he should do, and find somebody else and marry them. That's what he should do. He shouldn't. I don't believe in pastors marrying their flocks. That's your children. Don't do that. So somebody was lying on God, because pastor didn't marry you. Pastor married somebody in California. Went to California, met him a nice sister, and married her. So somebody's lying. We need to stop. I'm just encouraging you, my church sisters. We got to stop lying on God. Okay? I love you guys. Please remember to subscribe. Press that red button and then press the bell so you can get the notifications. Please share this video. And please invite a friend. And I love you. And I know some of this stuff is hard, but girl, it's the truth. Because some of us, we just need to get it cold turkey. Okay? We need to hear the truth, because we need to change. We need to make a change, especially when we're getting older. We ain't meeting a husband yet. We got to do something. We got to reposition ourselves. We got to stop all this foolishness we've been doing. Okay? I love you, girl. Bye.